All right, hey guys, and welcome back. I know it's been quite a while since I've been on here. I just wanted to come on and say thank you very much if you're actually watching the video, and sorry that I haven't been on in quite a while. Anyway, we've got a whole bunch of things done to the Jeep that I've done a lot of off camera, and also I've got a couple projects that I'm going to be filming. We got this hood vent that's going to be on a separate video, I think, I don't know. And then also I've got a bunch of rock lights that Harbor Freight has sent me. We're going to be putting those on the bottom of the TJ for rock lights. But anyway, we're going to get those installed, but first we got to make a little trip. We're going to head out to PA to the All Breeds Jeep Show and check that out. We're out here with the Poison Spyder panel, and we're getting it all scuffed. I'm not worried about priming it and all that stuff. I just want to go ahead and lay some new paint on it. So we're getting her all scuffed up with a red Scotch-Brite, and once I get in between all these louvers and stuff, I'm not worried about the backside. But once we get all that scuffed up, we're going to go ahead and put it on the mobile spray booth, and we're going to get this thing shot with a little bit of black Steel-It paint, and should look good on the Jeep. Anyway, let's get back to scuffing and painting and stuff. Alright, so this is a product we're going to be using, black Steel-It. I need that thing that Clinton has that goes on the, what is that, Sawzall, and it shakes the can up. Boy, that would come in handy right now. Perfect. Love it. I mean, I know this is going to be a wheeling Jeep, but, you know, as anything that I do, I want it to be quality. So, you know, I thought through this process, did I really want to use nuts and bolts? No. Just because the way it looked under the hood and it made those front bolts look weird, all tilted. So I figured, you know, I've used rib nuts at work. Why not use it on the hood? So I went ahead and outlined everything. I don't have the pattern because this is a used hood vent. So I just marked it out and traced where the vents were, and I decided, you know, let's use rib nuts on it. It'll look a lot better, and you won't have to worry about holding that nut on the bottom of the hood when you're trying to bolt the thing down. Plus it's easier access to get off if you ever need to get it off for some reason, fix rust or whatever under the hood. This will rust because you're cutting the hood and you're cutting the primer, you're cutting the sealer, and you're cutting the paint off of it. So, but anyway, let's get on to the fun part. Let's get the rest of the rib nuts put in, and then tomorrow morning we're going to go ahead and cut the holes in the hood. Be right back. It'll be next morning for me, with a few seconds for you. All right, we're getting ready to drill some pilot holes here. What you want to do is take and, you know, this is a center punch, and all you do is you take and you press down on it. Got this at Harbor Freight too, but I got this years ago at Harbor Freight. But as you can see in every corner here, I've gone ahead and made these little dimples. What that does is it makes it a whole lot easier on your drill bit and it doesn't walk. So you know how most of the time when you're trying to drill into a single pinpoint there, your drill just wants to go yeah, we don't want to do that. So got a cool little step bit on here that's also from Harbor Freight. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and start drilling the corners here, so when we try to make our transitions with the jigsaw with a metal blade, it's not as hard to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these drilled out. And yeah, you guys haven't seen the hood since I put all the rib nuts. This was pretty easy. I had a little bit of a challenge back here, and also on these forward holes. It's a two-piece panel up front, and I had to drill all the way through it and then come from the backside and drill it again, and then set the rib nuts in there. And yeah, so it looks a little bit better to me than just the nuts and bolts that Poison Spyder used to give you. So further ado, let's get this thing knocked out, and yeah, we'll be right back once I get all the holes drilled. Alright, check it out. I got a little ambitious with this one. I shouldn't have gone so far. That's what happens with those sharp step bits. Woo, careful. We're going to cut this side first. Crap, I forgot. I got to cut those two. We'll do that here in a minute. Alright, so we have went bought Diablo blades at... Where did I get those? Shoot. This is what happens when you get old. Can't remember stuff. Home Depot. Bought them at Home Depot, and then we went to Harbor Freight, bought a few things. You know, you can't get out of that place without buying a million things. Bought me a new jigsaw, one of those MPOWER jigsaw. I really wanted the battery pack one, but by the time you buy the jigsaw and then the battery pack, it's like $1 million. Or to me, it might as well be. I don't have money to throw away. So we bought the corded one. So let me get that set up, and then we'll go ahead and cut that hole in the hood. Alright guys, so I think these holes right here, I think I'm just going to use a hole saw back here to make it easy. Boy, I tell you what, that jigsaw from Harbor Freight, you better be ready when you cut that thing on. Holy crap. My one cut, let me show you, let me flip you around. Alright, yeah, so you can see my one cut that I made here. I don't think I had it on camera. When I started down here, when I cut that thing on, whew, look, it drugged me. I mean, I had a piece of metal under there. And this hood, you can't really tell in this light. This hood's already got dings and dents and scratches in it. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I mean, stuff like this that's in the paint. Yeah, a lot of people were telling me, you're cutting up a pristine hood. You shouldn't be cutting up a pristine hood. Well, let me tell you, it is not pristine. But anyway, that MPOWER, I think it's MPOWER. Yeah. So this is a jigsaw we bought at Harbor Freight. And boy, I'm telling you, I'm really happy with that. That was pretty cheap, but man, boy, it's effective. Be ready when you cut that thing on. Have it cut all the way down at the slowest speed, because it's got a speed right here. And when I cut that thing on, I had it up on 6, and boy, let me tell you what, she took off. But yeah, so I'm gonna use this hole saw, this dozer, the Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee hole saws and the Diablo blades for the jigsaw. But I think I'm just gonna use this and make holes back here instead of cutting it out, just because I can't really control that jigsaw in that small space. It'll eat that thing up like crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna use a little bit of AMSOIL MP for a lubricant on these things, and I'm gonna get these cut, and then we'll work on getting this one done. And it shouldn't be too much longer. I'll be able to bolt that panel on and be done. We gotta scuff that up and paint it a little bit. Anyway, let's get this thing cut out with the hole saw. Alright, check that out. Hey, short work of that. We'll get that sanded down too. I think I like that idea a little bit better for these little teeny holes back here. That went pretty quick once I got it to bite and enter into the cut into the metal. So the only thing I don't like is I might try this one dry and without any lubricant on this side, just because it made all these little curly cues and now they're stuck to the hood and now that stuff is everywhere. So it's going to be really hard to clean up and paint all that stuff. Anyway, we're going to get that cut, and once I got it cut, I'll bring you back. Alright guys, so far so good. We got everything all taped up. I've already gone ahead and painted this side of the hood. We're going to flip it, and then we're going to paint it underside. So that way we have full coverage on everything that's exposed metal and doesn't rust, per se. Yeah, so we're going to get that done, flipped. And then what I plan on doing is just putting it on the Jeep and then installing the grill. Alright guys, sorry about the fan noise, but I gotta evacuate these fumes somehow. So this is the product that we're using, Steel It paint. Stuff works really great. Like I said, I've used it on my bumper and various other parts. But we've gone ahead and coated the inside now. What I plan on doing is just flipping it, sticking it back on, letting it dry while it's sitting on the Jeep, and I'll go ahead and get the hood vent installed. Almost done. Alright, check it out. Gone ahead and flipped the lid, if you will. Stuck it on the Jeep. You can see where the paint started to bleed through here, but it's no big deal. It's going to get covered up. Alright, so let's get the unwrapping this thing and get the hood vent installed. Check it out. It is not bolted down yet. I got a little treat for that too. Spared no expense. Let's let me get you set up in something. And I don't know, I might have to make a makeshift mount to hold the camera. So anyway, I think this is gonna look really good. Check it out. These are 304 stainless steel button head bolts. And I like them because they're rounded on the top. I got these washers. There's a couple of the holes here I had to enlarge and make a little bit bigger so it would fit. So there's two sides of these washers. There's a rounded side. I don't know if I can get it in the picture or not, but it's the way they're cut. One side is flat, and if you just look at it, you can tell one side's flat and one side's nice and rounded. This is the rounded side. This is the flat side. I always want to go with the flat side down. And usually you can look at the washer itself and you can just tell by the way it finished that's on this side of the washer is usually shinier, and that's the side that you want up. So anyway, these little nutserts make life a whole lot easier when you're putting this on. And that's what's going to be all the way around it. I think that's going to look pretty good. Nice stainless steel fasteners with a washer on it. We'll go ahead and get those all on there. I'll put you in a time lapse or fast forward, whatever, and come back once it's all done. And then I'll show you what the next trick is that I have for this. Some of you guys might think it's cheesy, but I like it, and you'll see. Alright guys, there it is, completely installed. I did a little bit of surgery on these guys. There was 3 of these that I didn't get quite centered right. So the beauty of it is the washers overtake where I had the clearance for the bolt. I have one back here, I believe it was this one, and then one on the other side. I didn't get the rib nuts in there perfectly. But check this out. Here's my favorite feature. Cut the lights. Right, here it is. So this is what I did. I got one of those KC Cyclone lights left over from where I put the underglow on the Gladiator. Robbed some wire from some place. I need to get some sheathing for it and clean that up just a little bit. It's not too bad. Used an Onyx controller. It controls my pod lights, the grill lights, the inside amber grill lights. These rigids are actually controlled by my fog light switch. So, all right, guys. So that's going to conclude this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the install over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, it took me that long to do this because I got to work every day. So anyway, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I'm gonna get another KC Cyclone red light for this thing and put it up under the hood. And thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you guys coming back and hanging out with me and wrenching on a little bit of junk. But anyway, we'll see you guys later. Next video is going to be coming soon. It's Skid Row engine skid install on this thing. Anyway, thanks, guys. We'll see you later.